Hi, everyone, and welcome into Joshing Around Milwaukee. My name is Josh Albrecht, and with me always is...
Hey, it's Josh Albrecht.
That's right, Josh Albrecht and Josh Albrecht, and we are here to talk about all the wonderful things happening around the city of Milwaukee and what make it great. And we're very excited to welcome our guests today, Grace and Maria from Doors Open MKE. Thank you so much for being here, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So to get things started, why don't you both introduce yourselves and kind of just give us an idea of what you do with Doors Open MKE.
So I'm Grace, and I'm the events director for Historic Milwaukee, and we're the organization that runs Doors Open Milwaukee.
My name is Maria. I work as the economic development specialist with the Near West Side, and my role with the Doors Open is first, I'm a huge fan of the event, and second, working with the Near West Side, I feel like they have so much history that we usually don't think about in Milwaukee. That just feels like a celebration of the city, and this is what we are trying to do with our neighborhood this year.
I love it. So, first of all, as I said, thank you so much, both of you, for being here. Tell us a little bit about Doors Open MKE. For the people that don't know, maybe even if someone's going to be coming into town, this is a great opportunity to literally go through all the open doors and see all the wonderful places that Milwaukee has to offer. So tell us a little bit about Doors Open.
Yeah, so it's an annual celebration of Milwaukee's architecture, history, and neighborhoods. This will be the 15th annual program, and you're welcome to tour 165 or more locations during the event. It'll be held on September 27th and 28th, and the great thing about the event is that it's totally free, no ticket required. It's great for people of all ages, all economic levels, and people who are visiting or live in the Milwaukee area.
Yeah, I got to say, this is one of my favorite things that happens throughout the year. I think it's just so great because, especially for the people that live here, it's so easy. There's so much that happens around Milwaukee and in Milwaukee that people just go through their day. They drive past all of these places, they see all the beautiful architecture, and they don't even stop and think about, I wonder what it looks inside. And now you can. This allows you to kind of fill that hole in your mind of, I wonder what it looks like in there. I wonder what happens in there all in one day. It's great. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, and with so many locations, I think it's a great way to, get behind the scenes, right? I mean, that's sort of what, I'm assuming the original concept was, here's a way to explore the city. Right. Now, here's a way to get to something you normally wouldn't get to see.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was one of the original, so this is the 15th year, right? 15th anniversary. There had to be a few original conversations where somebody was like, I've always wanted to see the attic in City Hall.
I was just talking with George Wagner, who is the founder of the event for Historic Milwaukee, and he was a longtime tour guide for the organization, and he visited Toronto's Doors Open event and then Doors Open Denver, and he thought, Milwaukee has even cooler buildings than either of these cities. I mean, we love these cities too, but let's do one in Milwaukee. So he brought the idea to Historic Milwaukee, and he was like, okay, we need to get some big kind of anchor institutions involved right off the bat. So the top of U.S. Bank the first year participated, Northwestern Mutual participated, City Hall, and some other municipal sites. So kind of like big ticket spots that people are really excited to go to. But immediately, too, it engaged neighborhood level places and neighborhood gems that you might not think of visiting as much. And we still have a big emphasis on that as well.
Yeah, there's a few really unique things. Maybe a sewer. Right?
Yep. Our Department of Public Works opens up a manhole cover. You cannot go in. But you can see they fish a camera down there. And it's actually like a beautiful Cream City, one of our oldest sewers that you can see. And they bring their big trucks and talk about what DPW does. So that one's really fun and unique.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's a super interesting and cool opportunity. Not just like I would be interested in seeing that. Plus showing, the kiddos, and it's just, like I said, just the imagination can run wild. I love it. Absolutely love it. That's a good question, though, Josh.
Yeah.
Like what was the one that kind of sparked the idea? Like,
how do you get it going? How do you?
Well,
because my original thought was, this sounds like something that we would be talking about. We're like, wouldn't it be great if we could get to the top of the U.S. Bank building? Let's figure it out. But if we have an event, they'll have to let us on.
Yeah. If we just for us, but if we turn this,
and make it a community thing, which has become it now, it's iconic for the city, and so many people talk about it all the time. And I'm sure people are like, have you toured every single one of them? Have the two of you gone out and like pre-planned and vetted all the locations? How does that work?
Not all of them, but a lot of them. And each time one is added, I kind of invite myself. It's like you said, where I'm like, I would like to come there, please now.
I need to make sure that this is going to be enjoyable for everyone else. So let's just do a dry run with just me.
Yeah. Do you get like do some businesses or just building owners be like, hey, we'd love to have you have us be a part of the event? Is there a vetting process? Is there limitations? Like, I can't just open up my house for this.
Not homes, no. Commercial buildings primarily. But we do have a spring event called Spaces and Traces where you can open your house. So let me know. If you live on the east side, that's where it's going to be next year.
Nice.
Very cool.
No, but primarily, commercial spaces. The biggest thing for us is like geography and making sure that the site is close to other locations so that it's walkable, and really focusing on having a concentrated number of sites in specific Milwaukee neighborhoods to get people to tour our neighborhoods. And then beyond that, just making sure it's kind of an interesting tour. But Milwaukee is filled with so many cool, interesting businesses like Orlandini Studios in Walker's Point. And they make plaster ceiling tiles that you can go see by hand. Or the Model Railroad Club, which is literally an bridge support in Walker's Point off of First and National. And this is like the country's longest running model railroad club. And you really can't go there for the most part the rest of the year. But during Doors Open, you can bring your kids, and they have like 1,000 people that come through the door. And then, of course, on the Near West Side, we have a new one this year that I'm very excited about, Uplifting Mansion, which is on West Wisconsin Avenue. Historic mansion, so it was somebody's house, and now it's an events venue, art gallery, Airbnb that people will be able to tour during the event.
That's very, very cool. Well, I want to, so when we were looking this up, there are 142 right now on the website, as we saw, that were open, doors open, and then 96 on Sunday. And my brain immediately went to, you got to plan this out. And so we're going to help you. We're going to talk about this a little bit when we come back on Joshing Around Milwaukee. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to Joshing Around Milwaukee. We are having a great time here with Grace and Maria of Doors Open MKE. And I wanted to let you know that the action never stops at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. With thousands of the hottest slots, nearly 100 high-energy table games, and a sleek new poker room, the thrills are endless. Take your love of sports to the next level at the region's best sports book, featuring an over 2,000-square-foot video wall, nonstop betting, and all the live sports you can handle. All of this inside of a newly remodeled multi-level casino that's built for the ultimate gaming experience. Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, your win is waiting. So before we went to break, I was talking about we went on the website and we were looking at all the different businesses that were participating. And Josh, you broke it down. I was so proud of you. I've been training him a little bit over the years here on planning out trips to events around the city. Like I always say with State Fair, if you're going to State Fair, if you're going to Summerfest, you can't just go. Like you need to look at the lineups. You need to plan what times and everything if you really want to experience it. And with 142 different businesses participating on Saturday, you got to map it out. You got to look at what you really want to go see and figure out as much as you can. And so can you guys tell us a little bit about some of the businesses that this might be like your only chance to see it throughout the year?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Wisconsin Club is participating in Doors Open for the first time this year. And that's a beautiful historic club that also used to be a mansion for Alexander Mitchell. And it's right next to Central Library. So Central Library is also taking part, which you can visit anytime, but they give really cool tours throughout the event. But the Wisconsin Club will be open and people can take self-guided tours of this beautiful private club. Another one that I would point out is the Grain Exchange Room, and that's in the Mackey Building on the corner of Michigan and Broadway. Mm-hmm. Historic Milwaukee store is there as well. But that's another immaculate space. It was where we used to set the world's price of grain, and now it's a private event space managed by Bartolotta, and they open it up to people to tour on Sunday of Doors Open. Another one is No Studios, which is kind of a creative hub space in the Pabst Brewery District. And that's a cool spot because they have like a little movie theater, and they also have a really beautiful rooftop terrace that you can see great views of the city from.
Yeah, I love that. And then, as you mentioned, some of the places that maybe you've been before, but now like they're putting a spin on it. They're making it, something different, something more specific for Doors Open.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So Honeybee Sage is a really beautiful tea shop on King Drive. They're opening a second location in the 3rd Ward. We're excited about that. But during Doors Open, you can go there and hear from the owner and hear her story about the apothecary and inspiration behind the business, and enjoy a really lovely tea while you're there. Another one is Best Place at the historic Pabst Brewery. You can go there anytime for a ticketed tour, but during Doors Open, they're going to be doing some haunted tours.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah. So let's say we hit that haunted tour first thing in the morning, but then we want to do a quick jump over to the near west side. What's in store in that neighborhood for us?
That is super easy because we will have some shuttles to take our visitors around. We have some cultural locations and other historic locations in the near west side. And we are really trying to uplift the status of the neighborhood as a historic and a cultural neighborhood, because we feel like after historically these neighborhoods were emptied out of this cultural and historic and symbolic brands and events for Milwaukee, and now we are trying to just make people rethink that spot as a place to be, a gathering place, a place where we have culture, where we have history. A lot of the big Milwaukee companies are there. We are going to have the Davidson Park, and the Harley Davidson will be open for tours. We will have the Concordia 27, that is a new building where we are located with the near west side that used to be abandoned for over 10 years. And they did this beautiful historical renovation of it with Quorum Architects that is also located in the neighborhood and will be open. So we have all these cultural assets there, and we really want people to see and go around. So we will start with a shuttle. People can start either at the Concordia 27 or at the Urban Ecology Center, and they can go either way on the Washington Park. And at 2, we will also have a sketchbook tour for artists, if you know of any that like this type of activity. And at 5 p.m., 43rd and Vliet crew that is composed by denizen artists working in education, and the Washington Park Media Center will host a fundraiser party for their next year event.
Very nice.
Very cool.
Yeah. I love the shuttle bus idea. It's a great way to do it. Because
brilliant.
I was trying to think through planning the day and how people might get frustrated with driving,
of course,
finding parking, park in one spot, hop the shuttle, go to a few different locations, and end with a party.
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds like a slam dunk.
And also you mentioned the planning. As a person that don't really like to plan, it was like, okay, I'll just do this, because if other people don't like to plan, you just hop on our shuttle and you go around.
Yeah.
And then you have a great day in the near west side.
I love it.
Yeah. No, it's great. And so the shuttles taking people places, how often would you say that a guest would usually spend at each?
Oh, that's a tough
location?
question, probably.
I know it's probably not like a specific answer, but
Right.
You know there's some dad out there with a stopwatch. All right.
all right, we got 7.5 minutes here, kids. No bathroom breaks. Let's go.
I usually say like 25 minutes, I think. It kind of depends on the site. There are some like the Pritzloff building, the owner is there, Kendall Brunig, and he gives a beautiful tour, but it's a long one. It's like an hour. But the majority of other sites have a self-guided component, so you can kind of breeze in and out. And typically we take a survey of attendees, and the average number of sites visited is somewhere around five per person.
We got to get those numbers up.
I mean, you do see the occasional survey that's like, I saw 25 sites, which
I want to break the record for most sites visited during Doors Open MKE.
we'll have to come up with a really fun prize for that.
Yeah, can you videotape that for us, too?
Just wear like a GoPro running through. Not even enjoying it, just being like, yep, here, give me one fact. Thanks, awesome.
That's really good knowledge to have, that the average person spends has 5 locations. So the online tool you have to map out your day, to look where they are, to use a shuttle bus, all these planning tools are super important, because if you go into it thinking, hey, I'm going to see 25 spots, it's probably not going to happen.
Right.
Maybe over the course of the 2 days, if you're lucky, but probably not even then. So really honing in on and planning out exactly where you want to go, what you want to experience, is super, super important. But the good news is it's a tradition now, year after year, right? You can check off the boxes
Correct.
over a 15-year period and hit them all eventually, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And A lot of sites return year over year, but we usually wind up with like 20 to 25% sites that are new each year. So there's always something new to experience.
Yeah. And the other thing too is that like even if you are like me and you're planning this out, there's a very good chance it's going to go off that plan, because when you're in a neighborhood and you go to a place and then you see everyone going to this other place, you're like, well, where are they going? Is that better than where I was going to go from my side? And then before you know it, you're exploring and seeing new places you weren't even planning on seeing. And I think another important thing for people to think about is, you know, as you mentioned, it's free to participate. And so just enjoying your Saturday. Like, it doesn't even need to be the main focal point, but just like if you were going to spend some time with the family and you were going to go out and you were going to, you know, maybe grab lunch and then, you know, hit a few of these places that you might not be able to see is, I think, a really brilliant idea and another option for people to enjoy Doors Open MKE. Do you see a lot of people kind of just randomly like ask questions of, what is with this? What is everyone doing going on?
I just was going to say, as much as you enjoy planning, there's hundreds of people that show up on Sunday at like 3:30 p.m. that are like, I just heard about this, or I just saw this happening. What is there to do around here? And they kind of are downtown, like wandering around. So yeah, we do see a lot of people that are just passing by, whether it's tourists or residents who maybe heard about it from a friend who decide last minute to jump in.
Yeah. Do you ever have people who are like, you know, I thought it was Doors Open, and I went to this location, and the door was closed.
Yeah. Why isn't every single place open?
No, but we do have funny stories of people like opening doors within spaces that maybe they weren't supposed to, and like getting locked in a stairway, for example.
Oh, boy.
So just take the elevator, guys. Like, yeah.
Doors open. I thought every door would be open. I didn't. That's awesome. Well, we've talked about, you know, some of the businesses and the event itself. We haven't given you a whole lot of opportunity to talk about when it is and how people can learn more information. So we will do that when we come back on Joshing Around Milwaukee. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to Joshing Around Milwaukee. We're having a great time with Grace and Maria with Doors Open MKE, and we've talked about all the different businesses and the shuttles and everything else, but we haven't told you a whole lot about how you can learn more information. And so, ladies, if people want to look at and plan out their whole trip with Doors Open MKE, where should they go?
Our website is doorsopenmilwaukee.org, or if you go to Historic Milwaukee's website, you can navigate there as well. And it's kind of broken down by buildings that you can visit. There are some ticketed tours. We have a kids passport this year and other ways that you can kind of organize your weekend. So I definitely go there. The event is September 27th and 28th.
And the hours of the event.
Officially,
it's not like it goes until like 11 p.m.
No.
Right.
10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. But do look at each site that you're interested in visiting to see if their hours vary at all.
Yeah. I cannot stress the guide on your website enough, whether it's historicmilwaukee.org or Doors Open's website. You have it fully broken down for accessibility, like which venues are wheelchair accessible, which venues allow video and photography. That's really important because people can't just walk in, snap pictures of everything, and upload it all. So it's just a really great resource for people planning their day to understand what's available, what's accessible, and what the rules are when you get there.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And the website also has kind of a full PDF listing of all of the 160 plus sites. So if you are somebody who likes to print something off, you can do that too.
Or download it. Just have it available and ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and being a part of this, and I hope it's a huge success, and congratulations on 15 years.
Thank you.
You know, for any event, 15 years is
15 years for the event and 50 last year for
Historic Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So
yeah, thank
milestones, hitting milestones, baby. Love it. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us
Thanks
today.
for having us.
Guys. Yeah.
And thank you for joining us on this episode of Joshing Around Milwaukee. We appreciate it. If you're looking for more information on Joshing Around, go to visitmilwaukee.org. All right, everyone, welcome back to Joshing Around Milwaukee. We're having fun with Grace and Maria with Doors Open MKE. And if you're seeing this portion of the show, it is because you're watching on one of Visit Milwaukee's social media channels, and we really do appreciate that. Ladies, during this part of the show, Josh asks his question, so I hope you guys are ready for this. Josh, take it away.
All right, we'd like to say Milwaukee has a lot of fun, cool things happening right now. We call this Fresh City Vibes. What's giving the two of you fresh city vibes right now?
When I think fresh coast, fresh water. And I like to surf on the Great Lakes occasionally.
Whoa, nice.
Yes. And so I'm excited to see that more and more people are doing that. I also have a 7-year-old daughter who had caught her first wave last week.
Nice.
So it is possible to
Cowabunga.
surf. Yeah.
No way. There is no way. I couldn't stand on the board in the sand. I would fall off. My balance is awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
We'll
There's
give
no
you a
way.
door. You can stand on a door.
Maybe. I would lie on the door. Have you ever surfed?
Well, not in actual water at like water parks. They have like the
sure.
surfing things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
So I
go.
don't think it counts.
And you got up?
I
like-
mean,
Stayed up?
you can imagine.
I am imagining it, and it's not working. I love it. Maria, what about you?
Yeah.
I think just the cultural reactivation of the city, arts activation. As my accent might entail, I'm not from the United States. I'm from Brazil, and like culture and arts are big for us. When I moved here 9 years ago, it was very hard for me to find artists, and as a fellow artist, that felt a little out of place. So just seeing like how artists are coming together, how you see more public arts, how you see more people just occupying the urban space with having fun, with leisure, feels very fresh for me for Milwaukee.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Well, thank you, both of you, for being here today. And obviously, we both hope that Doors Open is a huge success this year and in years going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, and thank you so much for joining us. If this is the first time you've seen Joshing Around, we've been doing this this is our 3rd season, so there's plenty of past episodes. You can just let autoplay or go search out one that might interest you. We'd really appreciate it. And as I mentioned before, for more information on Joshing Around, go to visitmilwaukee.org. We'll see you next time.